GEO Exploration Limited is pleased to announce an update for the recently acquired Gorge project, which comprises a new exploration licence for gold located in Western Australia. The primary focus for the Gorge project is early-stage exploration for large-scale gold deposits in an area that has historically only seen sparse exploration, despite encouraging results from previous work. The Gorge Gold project expands the company's portfolio of highly prospective projects and provides a further opportunity for a potential transformational discovery. Firstly, an update on the transaction. The Gorge project currently comprises granted exploration licence 083737, which is located approximately 110 kilometres west of the town of Paraburdoo in Western Australia. The licence covers an area of 81 square kilometres of Proterozoic age metasediments of the Capricorn origin and is prospective for several styles of mineralisation. However, the company's primary focus will be large-scale gold deposits. Terms for the acquisition of the licence were announced to market on the 21st of October 2025, which included transfer of 100% of the licence and associated information, and agreements for a consideration of $100,000 Australian dollars cash and $400,000 Australian dollars equivalent in GEO ordinary shares at price of £0.004 per share. The vendor retains surface rights to a depth of 2 metres from surface, limited to 10,000 tonnes, and the company has the right to purchase surface rights prior to the 30th of June 2030. Further details on transaction terms can be found in the RNS, dated the 21st of October 2025. Key conditions for completion of the transaction have been met in recent days, and the company can now proceed to finalisation of administrative tasks and transfer of the licence into the name of Gorge Gold Pty Limited, a 100% subsidiary of the company. Next, a summary of the compilation and review of historical exploration data. During October and November 2025, historical information was researched and compiled for the Gorge project. This process involved accessing several government databases and historical reports. All data located for the project was documented and relevant information digitally compiled for use with modern GIS software. Now moving on to early and historic work. In the late 1800s, small-scale miners were active across the licence area, collecting alluvial and alluvial gold from within and adjacent to dry stream beds. During this time, bedrock sources of primary gold mineralisation were discovered where shallow shafts were established and relatively high-grade gold ore was extracted. Newspaper articles published in 1896 and 1897 report bedrock mineralisation at Gorge West extending for more than 1 kilometre in length with extracted ore returning 14 ounces gold per tonne plus 450 grams per tonne gold. At Gorge East 104, prospect bedrock mineralisation extended for approximately 200 metres and extracted ore reported assays of 160 ounces gold per tonne plus 5,000 grams per tonne gold. More modern exploration for precious metals commenced in the 1980s. Australian Anglo-American Limited, AAL, evaluated the Gorge East area, 104 prospect, during 1985, with work including drainage sampling, rock chip sampling, and soil sampling. Drainage sample results peaked at 192 parts per billion gold, soils up to 233,300 parts per billion gold, 233 grams per tonne gold, and rock chip samples up to 62 grams per tonne gold. Limited drilling of 7 RAB holes and 7 diamond holes was completed, which included documented results of 1 metre at 35 grams per tonne gold from 1 metre RABP005 and 1 metre at 4.7 grams per tonne gold from 26 metres DD006. However, accurate locations for these holes were not able to be determined from the historical documentation, so these hole locations are not currently available in the database, but will be confirmed on the ground in the coming months. Following the positive results of Australian Anglo-American Limited at the Gorge East prospect, and noting the gold potential of the broader geology, Metana Minerals NL Metana embarked on a regional heliborne drainage sampling program along 100 kilometres of strike covering approximately 2,000 square kilometres of the Capricorn origin from Gorge in the west to south of Paraburdoo in the east. Work was carried out during the mid to late 1980s. This was successful in generating more than 10 areas, with elevated gold in streams across 100 kilometers of geological strike, including an area of around 5 kilometers by 2 kilometers within the current Gorge exploration license. During the Helleborn work, historical alluvial and alluvial surface workings and bedrock workings from the late 1800s were noted and mapped. More than 6 areas of surface workings across 5 kilometers of strike were noted, and results of drainage sampling across the license included 163 parts per billion gold, 138 parts per billion gold, 137 parts per billion gold, 106 parts per billion gold, 90 parts per billion gold, and 82 parts per billion gold, with many other results greater than 10 parts per billion gold. During the 1990s, small-scale surface mining was carried out on alluvial and alluvial areas within the Gorge license. No reliable production records are available from this period. However, machinery and other infrastructure remaining on site suggests reasonable gold was being sourced, and satellite imagery shows several areas subject to machine working of surface material. Between 2006 and 2010, Ashburton Resources Limited, Ashburton Resources, carried out reconnaissance rock chip sampling across several areas within the current Gorge project area, primarily concentrating on the Gorge West prospect. Rock chip sample results included 134 grams per tonne gold, 11.7 grams per tonne gold, and 6.1 grams per tonne gold. No further work was carried out by Ashburton Resources. These rock chip results, strike length of historic workings, and footprint of elevated gold in drainage samples over an area of more than 2 square kilometres provide a compelling early-stage gold exploration target of significant size. Recent work conducted. During the early 2020s, small-scale reconnaissance prospecting activities were completed across the Gorge license. Several gold nuggets were collected ranging in size from less than 2 grams per piece to more than 100 grams. These were collected from alluvial areas within the Gorge West prospect. The proximity of the nuggets suggests that a primary bedrock gold source may be nearby. Following compilation of historical data and recognition of recent prospecting activities, it is apparent that the Gorge license represents a large-scale, high-quality early-stage gold exploration opportunity with demonstrated bedrock and surface gold occurrences, located in a favourable jurisdiction. Indications of gold mineralisation are present over a strike length of approximately 5 kilometres within the licence area. Infrastructure on site is limited. However, nearby roads and towns provide adequate supply opportunities, with daily air services to Parabadu, approximately 110 kilometres to the east. Previous work has been relatively sporadic and limited in nature, and the project would benefit from modern systematic exploration activities to target large-scale gold systems of orogenic type or Carlin type. Turning to current activities, during the current quarter, planning for a high-resolution, airborne magnetic and radiometric survey is being finalised with quotations being received. It is expected this survey will be completed during the first quarter of 2026. This data will allow large-scale geological structures to be identified and integrated with existing geochemical data. Detailed airborne LiDAR quotations are being sought, and it is expected this survey will be complete during the first quarter of 2026. LiDAR is particularly helpful for logistics and planning, utilising the detailed imagery and accurate spatial definition. Finally, forward planning. Further work to be undertaken includes access rehabilitation and grid-based geochemical sampling. These activities are scheduled for Q1 and Q2 2026, along with heritage surveys in advance of drilling. Following review of results achieved during Q2, 2026 initial drilling is scheduled for Q3 2026, which is likely to be rotary air, blast R, AB, or reverse circulation RC. Omar Ahmad, Chief Executive Officer, commented, "With the key conditions of the license acquisition now completed, we are now in a position to advance what is shaping into a highly compelling gold opportunity. The exceptional historical grades and the recovery of multiple near-surface gold nuggets, including pieces over 100 grams, all point toward the presence of a significant gold system at Gorge." With airborne survey work set to commence in Q1 and drilling planned for later in 2026, we are extremely encouraged by the scale and potential of this project. Callum Baxter, technical consultant to GEO, commented, "Thorough review of historical data is always an important step for a new exploration opportunity. Much can be learnt from the previous work, and digital compilation of historical work provides a solid foundation to move forward with modern exploration activities. The large strike length and compelling gold results from Gorge demonstrate the potential of the project. This brings us to the end of today's regulatory news service announcement. GEO Exploration Limited remains committed to responsible exploration and delivering long-term value for our shareholders. We look forward to updating the market as we progress our work programs. Thank you for listening. For more news and insights, follow us across our social media platforms